What's up, everybody? It's Big V, Verl Workman, and we are talking teams. Today, we're going to talk about the 5 critical characteristics of a high-performing team. Like, what are the characteristics that they have in common? Why is greatness predictable? When you look at teams and you study teams like I study teams, I don't just study teams, I intensely study teams. And the reason I study teams is because I want to know what the great ones do. And I also want to know what the average ones do. And I also want to know what the poor ones do so we can avoid those activities as well. What I've learned is we look at all these teams, there's some consistency in the way they run their business. There's a consistency in the way they huddle. There's a consistency in what they teach. So we want to know what every high-performing team actually does and what the average ones do as well. And then we're going to help you build your high-performing team based on these 5 critical steps. You ready for number 1? Here's number 1, understanding your role. You see, a lot of team leaders believe that their role is to sell more houses or list more properties. It's not. Your role as a team leader is to understand these 2 things. You ready for number 1? Business development. You got to make it rain. Where are the opportunities going to come from? In a future video, we're going to talk about the 4 pillars of income, and I'm going to give you clarity on how to build that if you don't know. For now, it's understanding that business development. If you're not listing or selling a property, you're actually looking for opportunities to list and sell property. What are you doing to create opportunities for the team? Business development. And then the second thing is simply this, people development. Now think about it. Your job is business development and people development. It's not selling houses. I hate to break it to you, but selling houses, while can get complicated, is not that hard. Your job is to help your people be excellent at it. And the only way you do that is you take them with you when you're out there looking at properties. What if I told you that as a team leader, you can never, ever, did I say never? I mean really never, ever go alone. That means when you go out to list a property, you have somebody with you. You always have somebody in development. When you have the rare opportunity to show a home or to work with a buyer, guess what? First of all, I don't want you to work with buyers. Second, if you do, you've got to take somebody with you because your job is business development and people development. And the best teacher of real estate is not the book and it's not the training video, it's the game. And so get in the game and demonstrate how to do it right. So number 1, understand your role as a leader, business development and people development. Ready for number 2? Number 2 is clearly defining roles and clearly defining goals. What I mean by that is this, is that when there's confusion in the channel, we don't know who the buyer's agents are, the listing partners are, we don't know what their job is, we don't know what they should do every day in 30-minute increments, we haven't defined what the roles are of each of the positions on the team, what happens is you get confusion in the channel. And when you have confusion, confusion is the predecessor to conflict. And so by not clearly defining roles and responsibilities and then breaking them down and having everybody understand their job, you end up with confusion. And confusion creates what? Yeah, that's right, conflict. We want to avoid that conflict. So we're going to, number 1, understand our role, which is business development, people development. Number 2, clearly define roles and clearly define goals. Simple goal might be when we talked about the minimum to stay on my team is 24 transactions. That's a goal. That's a minimum performance. It's not what the real goal is. The real goal is to get 36 to 48 as a buyer's agent and 75 to 85 as a listing partner. So clearly define roles, clearly define goals. We talk about it, we write them down, we're clear, we vision board around it. The clearly defined roles and clearly defined goals. The third thing in high-performing teams is specialization. You see, a lot of teams and a lot of team leaders, they say this. Now, I want you to think about this self-talk. When I think about self-talk, the conversation we have with ourselves becomes our reality. So whatever it is you focus on becomes your truth. So if you say things like, well, I would never do that, guess what? You're not going to set it up with your team correctly. But as much as I care about you, nobody really cares about what you think. You don't want to put people in the team and do things the way you do it because you're the team leader. I want people to become the best they can be and have it not be about me. So I have specialization. When you become a buyer specialist, you're just better at the game. Think about this. The average realtor does what? 7 deals a year? Well, to be a specialist on one of our Workman coach teams, you're going to do somewhere between 24 and 36 buy-side transactions a year. So someone who gets up every day and they prospect to get more buyers, do they get better at prospecting for buyers? When they show more properties, do they get a better understanding of what's on the market? When they negotiate offers, are they better at presenting an offer to get theirs purchased because they do it 35 or 36 times a year? You see, the game helps you become an expert. And when you specialize in just working with buyers, you just get better at it. And as much as you like generalists or being available anytime the client calls, the client is used to and is trained to work with specialists. Same thing is true with a listing specialist. When you work with someone who all they do is list properties, price properties, stage properties, negotiate listings in multiple offer situations, what happens is they just get better at the process. And so they're better at pricing the property, they're better at staging, and they're better at getting price reductions because they do it 70 or 80 times a year. So as a consumer, let me ask you this question. Do you want to work with a generalist or do you want to work with a specialist? You know, for me, I remember going through this process of realizing my back was just jacked up and I needed surgery and I had to get back surgery and I avoided it for 10 years. And then finally I go to my general practitioner and the general practitioner says, it's okay, Verl, I also do backs. Now, what do you think the chance of me saying, okay, cut me open is to that guy? Absolutely not. I wanted whoever did Tiger Woods back. I wanted whoever the specialist was that did that surgery. And I looked them out, I searched them out, and I found them. And what was really interesting is I had to pull a card of somebody I knew who knew someone that could get me in to see him because the practice was closed. When you're a specialist at doing neurosurgery on somebody's spine and you're really good at it, guess what? It creates more opportunities than you can handle. So he builds a team. I remember sitting in the waiting room and waiting for him to call me in. And of course, now I've done my insurance thing. I waited 6 months again. I finally get called. I'm so excited. I get to meet the doctor and guy opens the door and he comes out and says, Verl Workman. I'm like, no, it's Verl. I get called Vern all the time. And I go, yeah, that's me. He says, come back. I'm Dave. I'm the doctor's PA. I'm like, great. He takes me in the back and shows me all my MRIs and what they're going to do. And the doctors have all met and we get all done with the appointment. I'm like, well, do I get to see the doctor? He says, oh no, you don't meet the doctor till the day of surgery. I'm like, what? I pulled strings to get in here. And they're like, yeah, you don't get to see the doctor. Day of surgery, I'm literally laying on the gurney waiting for the doctor to come in. The anesthesiologist comes in with the mask and says, start counting backwards from 100. I'm like, I haven't met the doctor. Doc comes over and says, hi, I'm Dr. Reichman. I'll be doing your surgery. Nice to meet you. And then 99, 98, and I'm out. Now I want you to think about that. Was the doctor there when I started physical therapy? Was he there when I did the initial consultation? He wasn't. But was he there when I needed him the most? Absolutely. I want that surgeon who does it 1,000 times a year in my back that is so good at it that he's such a specialist, he doesn't have time to deal with anything else in the transaction. Think about who you are in this scenario as a team leader. Are you the assistant? Are you the insurance coordinator, the physical therapist? Are you the PA and the surgeon and the nurse assistant? Are you all those things? Do you do it yourself? Or have you created specialization in your team? See, if you have specialization in your team, the client gets a better experience. I have never, ever for a moment even wished I became friends with the doctor. I just wanted him there when he's doing surgery. Are you your brain surgeon? Let's do number 4. Number 4 is establish and hire and fire to your core values. Core values are the central connection, the thread that holds the team together. We're going to do a whole video just on core values. I'm going to show you how to build your core values. So I won't talk about it more here, but just know that it's a critical component of the 5 things you must have to be successful as a team leader. Number 5. Are you ready for number 5? Okay, everybody look at your seats. I want you to buckle up, strap it in, get ready. Here's number 5. We hire and we fire not only to our core values, but as a team. The team has to be involved in who they bring in. Here's what I've learned, that when you bring your team members together and you say we're hiring a new buyer's agent, they go through the process of interviewing and vetting and looking at the behavioral styles, and they decide whether or not they're a good fit for the team. When you're building a culture of producing agents, they don't want people who aren't hungry and humble and smart and teachable. And so they help hire. The other thing I've learned is when the team's involved in the hiring process and somebody isn't pulling their weight, then the team encourages that person to go share their gifts with others instead of being on the team. They also feel more responsible for helping develop that team member to become better at the real estate business because they helped in the hiring process. Don't ever forget the 5 characteristics for a high-performing team. Let's make sure that we incorporate them, understand them. In our team study, The Unexpected Impact of Teams in Real Estate, we created a summary where we took all of the findings of the study, put them all together so you can more deeply understand the characteristics of a high-performing team and apply them to your business. I'd like to just share those with you. Is it okay if I give you free stuff? Look, you come here, you watch these videos, I want to give you free stuff. All you got to do is click the link. So click the link. I'm going to give you the summary, my interpretation of the impact of teams in real estate. Download it, use it, apply it to your business, and good luck on your journey as we build a successful real estate team together.